Good evening, everybody. I'm glad that you are with us tonight. This is Treasure Tales for October 28th, 2021. And we are on the downhill slide to the end of the year, aren't we? I tell you, I don't know where the year has gone. I mean, it, boom, and it's gone. And it's 31st, Halloween is on Sunday, and then boom, we're right into November. We got Thanksgiving kicking us in the side of the head now, and I tell you what, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? But we are well on the way. Say hello to the people in the chat. Philip Faircloth, how are you, Philip? I'm glad that you're with us tonight. And Rose Fraser, she is just a darling. We're glad that you're with us tonight. Rose, I think Art is probably right there with you pretty soon. Uh, let's see, one of our guests. Um, I'm going to have to send him a link again. Hi, John David. How are you? Glad to see you with James Arthur Fraser. You are on, I think Rose is on YouTube and Art is on Facebook. So that is good. Robert Ridgway, if you go up, the thing that's about this new software that we're using, if you're watching on Facebook, if you go up right above the broadcast there, you will see where it says, I'm streaming live on StreamYard. Click here to give StreamYard permission to use your name. That way, when it comes up in the chat, I can see it. If you're on Facebook, I can see your name, where before it's just Facebook user. And that's all that it means. So if you do that, it just makes it a little easier for me to recognize who you are. Ram Detecting, hey Mark, how are you, man? Hope you're doing good. I'm going to see if I can get this another Facebook user, Jerry Purdy. How are you, Jerry? Good to see you. I'm going to send another, let's see. I will send another link to a guest for tonight. It'll be our first guest, so hopefully that he will be able to get it. And okay, I'm going to send that right now. And the link is sent, so hopefully he will get it and be able to join. Let's see who else has popped in here. Well, John David's here, Ram Detecting, Rose Fraser, Finding Alabama. Hey, Jeremy, how are you? Glad that you are well tonight. We're getting a few people to come on board. I think we've got a pretty good show for you tonight, and we've got people lined up. I'm all the way through um, November. I don't think I'm going to do a show on Thanksgiving night. Y'all need to tell me what you think. Um, it's a family time, so a lot of people. I don't know if you'll be done with your family get-togethers or your dinner. Some people eat dinner. Some people eat a late lunch. I don't know how that goes. Um, but if unless I hear I'm not going to do a show on Thanksgiving night unless I get enough people that say, yes, we'd like to do it. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So let me know. Uh, okay. Um, Swifty, if you can hear me, click on the link. I just sent you another link. You are not backstage. So you click on the link and join this stream. I just sent you another link. So there we go. Lincoln Central Coins, how are you? Ohio River History, good to see you tonight. Let's see. And we did a test this afternoon, so I don't know. Let's see what he's. I've sent the link to him. I'm going to send it one more time. He's joining now. So just in a few minutes, um, Swifty will be with us, and you all may know him, Swifty Morgan, just a killer detector. He's a wonderful fella. He's going to have some good stories for us tonight. Let's see who else is here. Karen Wade, how are you? Glad that you joined us. Another Facebook user, it says, hi, John. Hey, John, that must be the Mumbles Man. So, Mumbles Man, if you go right above the picture where you're watching us on Facebook and give StreamYard permission to use your name will show up on my chat. So, Lawnmower Man 219, hi guys. Beach Reaper, good to see you tonight. Let's see who else is here. Backroads Metal Detecting. It's Jim from Backroads Metal Detecting. We're glad that you joined us tonight. And let's see. Karen Wade, we said hello. So we are just about through saying hello for right now. So like I said, if you want to do me to do a show on Thanksgiving evening at the same time, 8 o'clock, just let me know and I'll get a couple of people booked. Or better yet, if you would like to be on Treasure Tales, please get up with me. You can email me at treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. You can Facebook Messenger me, send me a message on Treasure Talk. However, I'm pretty easy to get up with. You can text me 850-545-1651, and we'll get you scheduled to be on Treasure Talk. As I think you see by now, Treasure Talk is a very informal show. And it's not all about all these great finds that you find, although I'm sure that you do. Everybody, you all find them. What it is, it's about people, relationships, the people you hunt with, how it makes you feel when you're out metal detecting. Your finds, what do you find? Not everybody's going to find gold coins or diamond rings and this and that and the other thing. It may be, you hunt parks or curb strips or whatever. It doesn't make any difference if you're brand new or you've been detecting for decades. It doesn't make any difference. We want you here on Treasure Tales to tell us your story, to introduce you to people, and let the people know about you. If you got to just started up a YouTube channel, come on, let's get on Treasure Tales. Talk about your YouTube channel, and maybe we can help you get some more subscribers. It's all about supporting everybody in this hobby. It's a great hobby. So, you will see on Treasure Tales, you'll see a bunch of other YouTubers that are going to come on Treasure Tales. And that's part of the reasons why I started Treasure Tales, was to let people that are starting their YouTube channels come on and introduce themselves, because a lot of people just don't realize, Myers Metal Detectors, my brother from another mother, Philip Myers, and he's in the house with us tonight. So I think I have three brothers from other mothers. Tim, the Mumbles Man, Low Tide Tim Naylor. John plays in the dirt, David, the one we created the Blue Spade Society for, and Phil, the Guru Myers. All three are my brothers from another mother, and I mean that literally. We are brothers. So they're in the house. Coptech, how you doing? Glad that you are joining us tonight. And let's see if I missed anybody. No, I think I about got everybody. There'll be some more coming. I think the Digging Canuck maybe ran over a little bit tonight, so there'll be some people coming here in a little bit from her stream. Now that's another one. I think we need to get the Digging Canuck back on Treasure Tales. What do you think? I think so. So let me know what you think. And if you've got any ideas, people that you want to see, let me know. Anne-Marie Dwyer, how are you? Glad to see you here tonight. We're awfully glad that you joined us. And so we are just about ready to bring our first guest on. But just to tell you, what we've been doing on our primary show, Treasure Talk, with Phil and myself, we've got a whole big lineup coming. And so it's going to be good the rest of this year. And I've got January and February and most of March booked out already with some killer guests and great giveaways. You'll definitely want to be here for the Christmas show. You might win an F-75 detector or Fisher backpack, a 50% off coupon, a digger, Fisher swag. We're going to have a really grand Christmas show on December the 20th. We've got some new vendors at Myers Metal Detectors that are joining us, and you'll be able to see those as well. Now, what's coming up here on Treasure Tales is next week we've got a really good show. I think you're really going to love the people that are here next week. It's going to be really good. Just fine. Of course, everybody comes on here is a great guest. So, but I think you'll really enjoy on November 4th, and then on the 11th, that's going to be our Treasure Coast show. So that's when we're going to be on the Treasure Coast. I'll be down in Sebastian. I rented a house down there, and Low Tide Tim, the Mumbles man, is going to be there with his wife. My wife Susan will be there with me. Some good friends. Rick Tumbleson and his wife will be joining us, as will Dan Graham and his wife. We're going to hunt that week from Thursday all the way out till Sunday with Terry Shannon. And I'm hosting a dinner at Thursday night. So in honor of Terry Shannon, because he and his wife Jean will be with us, as will Captain Carl Fismer, and his guest will be with us too. I'm hosting a dinner in honor of Terry and Carl, and so we'll have cocktails at 6, dinner at 7, at 8 o'clock it's Treasure Tales. I'll say hello, open the show. We're going to turn the camera around, and it's going to be what it's going to be. So you figure when you got Fizz and you got Terry Shannon and all the other guys in there, it's going to be a really fun time, and it's going to be just like you were there with us. And we wish you could be there with us. So I hope you'll tune in for that. It's really going to be a fun time, and we're looking forward to it. So let's see who is Tim. There's the Mumbles man, Gary K. Gary K, how are you? Let's see who else is here. There's the Lawnmower Man, Chuck and Nancy. Good, just great folks. So it is time for me to bring on our first guest. I think you're really going to love what he has to say. He's got some great stories, and let's just bring him on and introduce him, and I think you really like him. So let's bring on Swifty Morgan. Hey, Swifty, how are you?
Hey, Jeff, how are you doing, buddy? I'm doing well.
Good. I see you finally got joined up here.
Yeah, we finally made it happen. I was freaking out at first. I was like, "Oh my God, we can't get on there."
You know what they say? It ain't no thing. It's just a chicken wing.
That's right, just old chicken wing.
It's just a wang. It's a wang, a chicken wang.
Chicken wang.
That's it. That's it. So how you doing tonight?
Oh, doing well. Just had we just had a little bit of dinner and got things cleaned up, and the missus was making a cake, and she just finished up with that. So
that's right. Yeah. It's somebody's birthday today, isn't it?
I heard it was somebody's birthday.
That's what I heard. I think he's only about, what, 31 or something?
I think I'm 29 still.
In the holding pattern? Well, you tell your wife thank you so much for allowing you to come and join us tonight.
I think she's over in the chat too. That's Karen, Creating with Karen Wade. That's Mrs. Swifty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your YouTubing, and how you detect your equipment. And there's a bunch of people let's just tell you right now. I don't know if you can see the chat or not. You may be able to.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, yeah. Mark Duncan, Ram Detecting. There's my old buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Happy birthday, Swifty.
Oh,
Ohio River History's birthday boy. And
oh,
Karen
wow.
Wade, happy birthday, Swifty from Mrs. Swifty. So that'll be even better.
Yeah,
When you get into that cake.
that's right. German chocolate cake at that. Thank you for all the,
Oh,
yeah, upon request. But thank you for all the birthday wishes. I've gotten so much on birthday wishes on Facebook that I'm trying to thank every single person. But I've gotten so many, I think I might have missed a couple, but I'm trying.
yeah.
But,
Now, if they all turn into big birthday gifts, you'll be.
that's right. Um,
So, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and Rising Hope and YouTubing and all that kind of stuff?
all right. Well, I actually started not metal detecting, but I started treasure hunting when I was a kid. My mom and my aunt used to go bottle digging in the old trash pits up in New Jersey when I was a kid. So I got interested in treasure hunting at that point, and then I sort of got out of it for a while and moved away from home and all that good stuff. And I don't know. I had some friends of mine that were metal detecting that I played music with, and they were like, "Yo, to get you a metal detector." I was like, "Okay." So I bought a $99 bounty hunter, and that's how I got started. And you wouldn't believe the stuff I found with that thing,
Oh,
man.
yes, I would. I tell you what, there ain't nothing wrong with them bounty hunters.
Yeah,
They're good
$99.
detectives.
I
They're
found
good
a
detectives.
wreath section of a tongue and wreath belt plate with that thing. I found a U.S. belt plate with it, all kinds of old coins, and then finally it bit the dust. But
Yeah.
and then I've since went to the Garrett. I went to the. I think I went from the bounty hunter to like the 250, and then I went to the Ace 400, and then I went to the AT Pro because I
Mm-hmm.
like to hunt in the water. And I don't mind
Yeah.
if it's raining or a little bit or it's snowing. I'm out there. So I wanted something waterproof. And I used Garrett for a long time, and I still use Garrett, but I've recently switched over to the Knox 800.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and it's a Cadillac of a machine. I'm still learning it, and I like it a lot. And it's really been pulling out some crazy relics and things that I never would dream of finding. And I've been metal detecting and treasure hunting for over 20 years. And I don't know, man. It's been really good to me here recently.
Well, that's the thing with them. Sometimes you get a new detector, and I think what it makes you do is you go back to places that you think you pounded to death.
Mm-hmm.
And with a new detector, because you're not that familiar with it, I think you slow down
Yeah.
and you're listening harder. That could be part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm still learning it. But I mean, here recently, I've pulled out like I just want to show this stirrup.
Oh, that's cool.
Uh, I just recently pulled that out of a site. It was in a yard next to a tree, and
Hmm.
and then I found another one in the same yard. But
Oh, well, that's unusual. Uh, we do have a question from a Facebook user. I don't know who they are, but just to reiterate with them, if you go up above the broadcast and see where you see, click on it to give StreamYard permission to use your name. That way we can see your name as a Facebook instead of just Facebook user. But they want to know what is the best find and the most unusual find.
that's always a question every time.
Yeah.
Well, here recently, my best find, and it's going to be kind of hard to see on here, but I'm going to try my darndest. Uh, just a couple of weeks ago, I dug this up. It's an 1836 cap bust half dime.
Ooh.
Yeah, and unfortunately I nicked it because there were two targets, and I didn't realize there were two targets there. And I pinpointed the one target, and I dug it up, and it was the end of a square nail.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I know that wasn't the target that I was after because, this was reading up 1920, 21. And, generally those nail ends of the nails there, they don't ring up that high. And I sat there on the ground and I looked in that hole, and in the sidewall sat that half a dime, and I had nicked it. but
Mm.
but there it sat looking at me. And at first I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me, and I was like, well, I can't say on here what I said out loud, but I was like, holy crap. Are you kidding me? And I
Yeah,
plucked
usually
it
it's something
out.
like jumping Jehoshaphat or something.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and I was out there by myself, so I didn't have anybody to share it with. But the first person that I sent a picture to was Mark from Ram Detecting. Like within a couple of minutes, I was like, "Dude, look what I found!" So
You had to rub it in a little bit.
yeah, and what was the other question? The strangest thing I ever found?
Yeah, best find and the most unusual
The
find.
most unusual find. Hmm.
And I don't know who asked the question. It was somebody
Right.
on Facebook.
Yeah. Mark said he was freaking out with me. Most unusual find was I found a little blue urn in the river. I do a lot of river hunting, and it's like brass enamel urn. And I don't know if it had a pet's ashes in it or something like that, but it kind of freaked me out a little bit. Um, that's one of the most unusual. The other one was this just happened this year too. I was digging in a pile of dirt that was on the side of a cemetery at an old church.
Mm-hmm.
Got a great signal. I was like, oh, I got something good here. And this is the dirt that they take out. They don't have room to put back in.
Right.
It was a handle to a coffin.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I just kind of freaked out a little bit, and I put it back in the ground and covered it all up and apologized to everybody in the cemetery and left and went home.
Yeah, that's something. Usually we don't hunt in cemeteries, but I never thought about, when they dig the graves, there's going to be a lot of dirt that's displaced that won't go back in.
Right. And, so where I wasn't digging in the cemetery. I was a good 15, 20 feet off the cemetery, where they piled
Mm-hmm.
the extra dirt.
Yeah, well, that'd be
And
a good place to hunt, I would think.
yeah, well, that did it for me.
Yeah, I can see where that might. Yeah. Now, where are you located? You're in Virginia?
Yes, sir. I'm in Central Virginia.
Well, that's a good area up there, isn't it?
Yeah, we have a little bit of Civil War history out this way. I'm not far from Lynchburg, and matter of fact, I'm in between Lynchburg and Charlottesville. So,
Well, that's good. We just had another Facebook user that said he just got in from a hunt, 42 coins in a very hunted park.
wow.
Nothing too old, but it was fun. There again, this Facebook user, if you will go up above the pictures and click on that where it says StreamYard permission, and we will be able to see your name and not just Facebook user. And that's all it does. It gives
Right.
StreamYard permission to use your name. And that helps me out when I can see it. So, um, what else has been going on, Swifty? You who do you hunt with a lot?
Well, I have been hunting with Bill and Squeak from Digging with Squeak. If you're familiar with them, it's a father and a daughter. She's, I think, 10 years old.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So
We'll have to get them on the show.
yeah, you should. They live in Richmond, but we've been hunting a lot together up till this past summer. Things got really busy between all of us, and
Mm-hmm.
so actually recently I just been kind of hunting solo. I had Randy from Metal Detecting with Randy. He come down a couple of weeks ago and hunted with me, and we hunted that same field where I found that half dime, and I found a couple of tomback buttons that day, and some other, just what I call witchahoozies,
Mm-hmm.
and things we don't really know what they are, and it didn't really set the world on fire. And then a couple of days later, I went out there and found that half dime in the same field where we just had detected.
Well, it could have been, just a little bit of moisture in the air, or you just hit it a little different direction, or you might have been over, 6, 7 inches from where you were before. You just never know.
Right. And that's also the same field. It's a hay field. I've been waiting for them to cut this field all year. But the other day I was in there, and I uncovered a tombstone. As I was going along, I looked down and I saw what I thought was just a gray rock. And when I got to it, I could see some writing. So I just wiped the dirt off what I could see, and I saw there was some writing on there. And I uncovered the whole thing. And it was a girl who passed away when she was 19 years old. I think she was giving birth. And she was born in 1828.
Ooh.
And she passed away in 1847. But that's the date on the tombstone. And it says also with an infant child. So
Mm-hmm. Well, that
I
happened a lot.
uncovered it. Yeah, I uncovered it and everything. I found a couple other small tombstones there too. So I contacted the owner, and I'm working with him, talking with him. I just want to set the things back up, maybe mark it off somehow so they're not cutting the hay over top of it anymore.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, back then it could have been, a homestead, and some of the other tombstones could have been her relatives or whatever. 1 second. Casey, I can't talk right now. I'm on a live broadcast, but I'll call me back in a little bit. Bye. My guy Casey from Excalibur Shovels.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we're trying to get him to build a special shovel. So apologize for the
No
interruption, guys.
Not a problem.
So that kind of stuff happens. And that tells you're in a good area. So I'd really work, maybe get a bigger coil.
Yeah, I have the standard was 11-inch coil on the Knox.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in there with the AT Pro the other day and I just put out a video of all the iron stuff that I had dug up. It was in my pouch. I hadn't emptied it yet. So not long before I came on here, I posted a video on YouTube with all the stuff that I had found with the AT Pro.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, I tell you what, different detectors, do different things. But
that's right. And I also been going through different areas. I try not to hunt the same settings all the time. I have my favorite settings, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But after I've pounded a place pretty good with that, I'll switch up my settings. And I also will switch detectors as well. And you always find more stuff, It's never hunted out. And always check your holes, recheck your holes, because one of those holes I dug up recently had a half a skeleton key in it, a skeleton key, some kind of witchahoozy, and what was it? Oh, and then it was a big square nail with the rose head on it. And all four of these items were in the same hole, So
you never know.
Always check those holes.
Well, I'll tell you what, because you never know. You might think, well, it's another pull tab, or, we've had holes where you dig a pull tab and then you still get a signal and you go down and you get a silver or something,
Oh, that's right. One of the things in that hole was a pull tab. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing where them things show up.
Yeah.
They always show up.
I don't care where you are.
Have you done any hunting with Mark Duncan from Ram Detecting?
No, not yet. We're hoping to get together at some point, but he lives in Arkansas, and I'm down here in Virginia, so we're a good distance apart.
Well,
So
we can't hold it against him that he lives there, you know.
I know it, but I would love to get out his way and detect, and he says the same thing. He would love to get out this way, but
Oh yeah.
it's going to happen at some point in our lives, but it hasn't happened yet.
Well, there's still plenty of time.
Oh yeah.
Now that this COVID stuff is kind of on the wane, let's hope.
Mhm.
There'll be some more stuff coming up, and some different hunts and this type of thing. We hope so.
Yeah, man.
There'll be some more get-togethers
Yeah.
for people. You know what I mean?
Certainly.
So that'll be good. And I found out the lady that found all the coins, and Adele Lampersky Rutherford, she's from up around Pittsburgh, I believe. She is a killer detectorist, and she just finds all kinds of coins.
Man.
She's got to be almost rich by this time.
It must be nice.
And she is a member of our Blue Spade Society because she is disabled in the fact that she has type 2 diabetes, and she's got to wear the insulin pump and all that kind of stuff. So
wow.
She's got all that to put up with as when she hunts, but she still gets out there and she still metal detects, doing what she loves. So we're hats off to her. Good
That's
job,
right.
Adele. You rock, girl.
Speaking of people like that, I was at a seated hunt down in North Carolina a couple years ago, and there was a lady who had the same situation going on, and she had a wagon with her oxygen tank in it, and she would tote that wagon around and detect at the same time and dig up all kinds of targets.
Oh yeah, it happens. This friend of mine that actually the one we started the Blue Spade Society for, he takes his rollator, we call it Blue Thunder, and he takes that when he hunts because he's got some severe lung problems, and he does a great job.
Yeah.
He had the same problem. Our next guest had the same problem. I'm telling him to do the same thing. Just click to join, and he'll come up. So, I'm going to hunt with him this next week. We're going on a little hunt. We're going to go up at a park, and he'll take his rollator with him, and we'll be good to go.
Excellent. So, yeah, I have a couple of buddies coming up this weekend. Also, I'm going to hunt with for the first time. Shane Skirvin from Ohio River History. He's coming up for a visit. Park Rat Pat's going to be here, and we're going to get together and do a little hunt.
Well, that'll be a good time. That'll be a good time for sure.
Oh yeah,
real good time,
buddies.
Yeah. So hopefully we can get this guy in here, get it done. And Swifty, we want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
And happy birthday.
Thank you.
We wish you all the best. And Karen, save me some of that cake. I tell you what, you need to post a picture on Treasure Talk with frosting over your,
all in my beard.
Yeah.
It's funny because right before I was trying to get on to when I was trying to click on StreamYard, I was getting ready to, and my wife says, "Hey, you got food in your beard." So I ran into the bathroom real quick, and I was like trying to get it out.
Yeah, I tell you what, it'll get you every time. So we got a bunch of people that said happy birthday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Pacific Northwest Dirt Fishing, they said hello and sorry they were late, but they are here and we are glad that they are. And so Karen, I want some of that cake, girl. All righty. Swifty, thanks so much. Happy birthday. And
all right.
I will see you on the flip flop, man.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you for all the birthday wishes, everybody. We'll see you in chat.
Take care, Swifty.
Peace out. Love y'all.
Bye-bye. Okay, now we got a couple of good ones here. This is a husband-wife team. Wonderful, wonderful people. But I have to tell you, the wife, I think she kind of kicks his behind a little bit sometimes when they're hunting. I mean, some of the finds you see, well, she found this one, and I found a memorial penny. But let's get the real story from those two. And they are here with us in the house. Let's welcome Mike and Trish Mayo.
Hey, Jeff.
Hello there.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Trish, you put it on him too, don't you?
I try not to. I try to let him find everything good.
Well, there are feelings involved, but
Yes.
some of the times when I see the finds, I go, man, Trish, put a knot on your head, Michael.
Yeah, her favorite line is she only digs clad so she can keep our hobby going, with all the clad she finds. But I have to differ. I mean, she finds a lot of stuff. She just doesn't like to take credit for it.
No,
Well, I know she finds a bunch of
stuff, but he finds all the old coins and the silver coins and.
Well, I'm gonna show you. These are some of the things that she doesn't find. These are just some of the rings that she finds at the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And I never find any of these rings. She also found this big old monstrosity here, skull ring. So,
is it stainless or is it silver?
It's stainless. It's not silver. The other rings were all silver, but she's pretty good. She also found at the beach, because we mostly beach hunt.
Right.
She also found this, which she said I wouldn't do it, but I'm going to. She found this at the beach. It's 14 karat gold.
Yeah, you don't mind finding those grills.
And then the one time, we don't get to parks very often because most of them won't let you hunt at them. But
right,
we were hunting in one park one time, and she found this piece of looks like plumbing.
Huh.
But I think it's a marijuana pipe.
that could be. They might have,
It's actually got some ivory on it, so I think it's a marijuana pipe that was fashioned for somebody back in the 60s.
And that's very, very possible. They've been known to use almost any kind of a vessel, I think.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun.
We have a great time. We actually started thinking about metal detecting probably about 15, 16 years ago. And I had seen an article in a newspaper about this lady that was an older lady. She went around in a RV, and she would go around the coast, the Florida coast and up the East Coast. And she would stop at just a parking lot. She would sleep in the parking lot in her RV, go out and detect during the day. And I thought, man, that's such a neat idea. So we started talking about it. And one day I came home from work, and she had me a Garrett Ace 100 that she had bought from somebody for, I think, $50.
Mm-hmm.
And we started detecting with that, and we just started enjoying it. So we went from there.
I got him a cheap little thing because I didn't think he'd keep it up.
Well, a lot of people start that way,
Yeah.
And it's probably not a bad thing. And rather than dumping out $800,000, $900,000, if you don't know that you're going to like it,
Well, that's true. That's true. And now I hunt with the Equinox 800, and she's got the Garrett Apex, which she really likes. And I tell you what, when we go to the beach in the wet sand, you can't hardly beat that machine. That thing finds some deep items down there.
Yeah, so that's your secret, isn't it, Trish?
Yeah, I've been doing better since I've had that Apex.
Well, that's a good machine. That's a good machine. This one thing I want to tell people, if you're watching on Facebook, all I can see mostly is Facebook user. But if you go right above the show, and you'll see I'm streaming on StreamYard, click here to give StreamYard permission to use your name. Then I can see who it is on Facebook. And that's the only thing it does. So if you do that, I can see who is, messages are coming through, and I can tell who it is. So if you would please, I would appreciate that. So Rose Frazier says, hi, Mike and Trish.
Oh, tell Rose hi.
there.
We love the Fraziers. They're very nice people.
They are top notch, aren't they?
Yes.
Teresa the Treasure Hunter says, hey.
Hello.
Bruce Milligan, he says, you guys rock. Bruce is just a fantastic individual. He is from New York, I believe, New York State.
We won't hold it against him.
And Pacific Northwest Dirt Fishing, they're from out in Oregon. And Ronnie has a Apex as well. He really likes.
Yeah.
So
it's a good machine. It really is a good machine. I mean,
that's what I understand. Now, for those who don't know you, tell everybody where you're from.
Well, we were both, Trish and I both were born here in Tampa, Florida. We've lived here our entire life. We actually dated in junior high school, and when we both went to separate high schools, and when we did, we kind of separated and went our own ways. She got married, I got married. We both ended up getting divorced, and so probably it was about 21 years ago. I was divorced, and I decided I'm gonna go see, look her up. So I knew where her mom lived. I went to her house and put a little card in her mom's mailbox, and told her to give me a call. And the rest is history. We've been together for the last 21 years. So.
Yeah.
That's good.
I said, I'll give him a call, but I'm going to let him know real quick. We're just going to be friends.
Nah.
Well, you are. You've been good friends for the last 21 years,
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's I know a lot of people, I get on a lot of YouTube channels, and I watch a lot of people detect, and most of them are detecting by themselves. And, it kind of makes me sad, because I know how much fun we have detecting together, because being able to share a find with her, or her share a find with me, is just, it just makes it all worthwhile. If you go out there and you find something, it's good, but if you can't share it with someone, it's kind of, to me, it's kind of sad. So.
Yeah, well, that's that was the purpose really of me doing Treasure Tales, because people think, oh, well, I don't have no great big finds and this, that, and the other thing. It's not what it's about.
Right.
It's about, like with you guys, what you do together. You're out there together. Pacific Northwest Dirt Fishing, that's their love story.
Sure.
Is making their YouTube videos and detecting together. And I know you guys are the same way. That's what it's all about. And everybody loves to hear the stories. And I think now we're finally starting to catch on a little bit. People are seeing that, you don't have to be no great big YouTuber or manufacturer or whatever, to come on Treasure Tales, because everybody's got a treasure tale and everybody wants to hear it. And that's my opinion,
We don't even do YouTube. I mean, we don't do videos or anything like that, because we're greedy. We dig one hole, we're on to the next hole. We don't have time to start filming stuff, That's
right. That's right. Just get and go, So tell us some more about how you guys hunt, how you read the beaches and that type of stuff.
Well, we actually when we go to the beach, we go at night. We usually get over to the beach probably around 8 to 9 o'clock at night, and we'll hunt till about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And we have our headlamps, and of course we're together, so it's a lot safer. And but when we hunt the beach, we usually we do it at night. Occasionally we'll go over to a beach in the morning, early in the morning, but generally it's at night. Mm-hmm. We've always been very shy about going up, knocking on doors, getting permission from homeowners. We just haven't built up the courage to do that. But we did get a permission to this one piece of land, and we've been detecting that for the last 2 years, and it keeps producing silver after silver after silver. I think we've been there the last probably the last 10 times we've been there, we've come away with silver.
He's come away with the silver.
She got her first silver coin.
Yeah.
She got a silver 1944 silver quarter last weekend, which
Oh,
I
that's
thought
good.
was great. Yeah. But
That's really nice.
we got my first silver I found there was a 1957 Franklin $50.
Well, that's a good one to find, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it was neat when you dig down, you find a big coin like that, and you know it's silver. So, but we found a number of silver rings, found one gold ring there, and we're going to be probably there for the next couple of years digging this spot. So, I think it's about 75 acres.
Well, that's a lot. We
Yeah.
got a question from a Facebook user. I don't know who it is,
Okay.
but they say, what's your best find, your most unusual find?
Well, the best find, I would say, probably was my 57 Franklin $50, only because it was the first silver I found out at that lot. One of the other best finds, I did find this Series 5 Apple Watch at the beach.
That's a nice one.
We still haven't found the owner of it yet. There's no information on it, but we don't use Apple products, so the watch really doesn't do us any good.
Right.
And probably the most unusual find that we had was this marijuana pipe. I thought that was just hilarious, and we show it to everybody. Even in church, we were in our Bible study class, and we were talking about metal detecting in there, and I had to tell them about the marijuana pipe that we found.
Yeah. They got a charge out of it, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
Now, aren't you just recently retired?
I am. I just recently was about
8 weeks.
about 8 weeks from the city of Tampa. Trish still works for the city of Tampa, and she don't have to, but she's going to work until next March, and then she'll be retired.
Oh, then it's time to go.
And it's go time.
Protecting.
Yep.
Then it's go time.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I was entertaining a thought today, and I think I probably will do it. There's a young man that's a travel agent down there in Tampa, has been on the Treasure Talk before. And now that things are really starting to loosen up, I think I'm going to get him back on the show and to talk about destinations where you can take your metal detectors.
Yeah, I was a little bit jealous of you going over to England, hunting over there.
Well, that's something else we're working on down the road.
Yeah, that looks like it'd have been a lot of fun. You know, a lot of hunts that you go to, you don't find a whole lot there. It's fun to have the camaraderie with all the people and to meet a lot of people and just be around a lot of people, but you don't really find a whole lot. But it looked like you guys found quite a bit over there in England.
Yeah, we did, and there's still a lot more over there to find, and we're trying to work on a deal, and we're just now beginning with a collaborative England hunt, maybe 2 or 3 week long 7-day hunts in conjunction with maybe Chicago Ron or Diggin' Hub and American Digger Magazine.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that should be, if we can get it put together. It's a lot of logistics. We got to see about all that kind of stuff. And, we'll just kind of go from there and see as we progress along. We'll update everybody and get everything posted and that kind of stuff. So, well, I think our next guest is just about ready to come on here. I want
Okay.
to thank you guys so much. Trish, keep on kicking it.
All right. Thank you for having us.
You are quite welcome. I'm so glad that you joined, and so is everybody else. And we want to wish you happy retirement, Mike and Trish. You ain't got that longer to go.
Nope.
Okay, Jeff.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, now comes a treat. Well, Mike and Trish were definitely a treat. I love those people, as was Swifty. But we've got a fella that's going to close the show and got a world of experience. He's been a television actor and all kinds of good stuff. So let's just bring him on right now And let's bring on Gary.
Hey,
Hello, Gary.
hey, man! Thanks so much for having me on. I really appreciate it, and it's been awesome tonight listening to Mike and to Swifty, and I've just had a good time listening to these stories. Love it, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think people are starting to finally realize that Treasure Tales is not about all the great big finds that you have. It's about the people. And
Yeah, and
it's
that,
couldn't be any more informal, really.
absolutely. Well, thanks for starting it, and I'm sure everybody, appreciates it, and you've just done a great job, and Phil getting us going, and it's just been awesome. So thanks so much.
Well, you are quite welcome. So for those who don't know you, why don't we go ahead and just, tell us about you and how you hunt, the equipment you use, and a bunch of goodies.
Okay. Well, I'm from Lakeland. I'm a lifelong resident of Lakeland. I retired from the Lakeland Police Department, did 32 years. And, it's kind of the same story that you hear. My wife years ago, probably 15, 16 years ago, got me a metal detector, and it hung out in the garage. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to use this. I'm not going to be that guy. And the same story here. So it literally sat in the garage. It was a bounty hunter for a year, and bumped into to another guy that was a metal detecting, and he invited me, and the rest is history. I used that bounty hunter like Swifty, man. It was great. I used it for a couple of years. And then I moved up to the White's VX3, always going to Phil. Phil hooked me up, and that was great. And then segued to the Equinox when it come out. So I do mostly relic hunting. And I do want to I'm going to give Mike a call, man. I've been dying to do a night hunt on a beach, but I'll go to the beach once a month. It's just I hate that traffic and driving over to I-4, but I really enjoy it. So it's just, I like relic hunting more than anything else. And I am that guy out there knocking on doors and trying to get permissions. My wife gets me a lot. She's a hairdresser. So she'll get a client in and give out, I use those business cards. I've had these for years, and my wife keeps them with her. So when I'll tell you, I get excellent permissions all the time, and I'll give the cards out with my name and just talking about metal detecting. And I'm a big proponent of using those when you do out there door knocking or meeting people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that always works. So Phil Myers just said say hello.
Hey Phil, buddy, he's helped me out so much over the years.
And Teresa the Treasure Hunter says back the blue. Which I'm 100% with that. My oldest stepson is a captain with the Leon County Sheriff's Department. So very proud of him. Adele Lampersky Rutherford, who is just a great friend of us. She says, hi, Gary, love the police. And the funny thing, I was watching the news this morning, and Lakeland was in the news.
Oh gosh, I hope it was something good. I was
It was great. They, another officer from New York. They hired another 3 or 4 more.
Yeah, they did big recruiting drive up in New York. Yeah, I did I will tell you real quick, the hardest part of 32 years being a cop was the last 7 I did the public relations, all the news media, and that was a tough lick doing the last 7 years, but learned a lot, enjoyed it, had a good time. And thank God I'm into metal detecting. That's my getaway, going out there swinging that coil.
Yeah, Pacific Northwest dirt fishing, retired dispatcher.
Sweet. Yeah, my nephew's a cop. My sister-in-law's a dispatcher. It's in the family. Long time. And I grew up here in Lakeland and started out as a kid explorer. Yeah, just like 16 and explorer. So I started young, then I retired young, but it's got its ups and downs.
Yeah, it does. It certainly does. So tell us some treasure tales.
Yeah, I've got a good one for you. And it's just amazing. So I had, thanks to my wife and the card, got a permission in Lakeland. It's an area called the Lake Morton Historic District. And this house was built in 1920. And the homeowner was out for the weekend. So I did some metal detecting. Now, we all know the Florida heat, man, I can beat you down.
Yes, it
On the
is.
4th hour, I was literally dying. I'm like, man, this one more swing. How many times you said that? One more swing. And I was in the backyard next to a shed, and I got a hit. So I went down and I dug it, and I could immediately feel that this was something a little different. And it was encrusted in dirt so much, but I was able to get enough off to see the last 4 initials, LAND. And I'm thinking, I've got a Lakeland token. Now, I may find 2 tokens a year. And I was really excited, thinking this was a Lakeland token. And so just like Swifty was saying, what do? Double check that hole, right? And it went off again. So I had enough energy in me. I got down and dang, man, there's another one. And it's heavily encrusted in dirt, another token. And I checked again. And well, at this point, yeah, it was another token. And then I got another one. There's so much dirt on these. You really, other than that first one, I'm assuming these are all tokens. And then I get 2 that are literally stuck together. And one was a little bigger, and I just figured it's a different token. I'm going to fast forward a minute now. I got those 2 cleaned up, and it took a while. It ended up not being 2 tokens. It was 1 token and a Masonic medallion from Cincinnati, Ohio, dated 1912, October 21st, 1912. Ties into a very important date where the president was there, and everybody got these little medallions handed out. How it got here in Lakeland, I don't know. But I got to tell you, man, I kept swinging, and by this point, I'm probably numerous tokens into this. Every hand scoop was a token, a rusty nail, a piece of junk. I'm literally sitting down, the sweat is pouring off, thinking I just can't leave. Now, it's either heat stroke, die of starvation, or dig. Well, I decided to dig, and I kept digging. Folks, in the end, 32 tokens. Now, I hope you can see this. I printed out a photograph. 32 tokens out of the same hole. And the story doesn't end there. It's all about the story, and it gets better. I got these tokens cleaned up. Now, I don't think you're going to see this, but I'm going to try to hold it up. They were all aluminum 10-cent tokens. Either the front was good, the back was bad, just by the way they laid. But here's the interesting part, Jeff. I hope you're hanging with me, because it's
I am,
brother. These tokens said it wasn't Lakeland like I thought. When I got them cleaned up, it said Maysland, Maysland. And on
that's
one
over
side,
by Orlando, isn't it?
no, brother,
No.
it's right in Madison County, right in your area.
Oh yeah.
And on the other side of the token, it said MB Clark. Now, let me show you. This is the little box I got them into. That you can see, I got my little treasure box.
Yeah.
And so that's 32 tokens in there. Here's the little Masonic medallion.
That's cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet, man. It cleaned up nice. So from Maysland, Florida. Now this, I'm a retired cop. I always dig before and after the hunt. And come to find out, folks, Maysland doesn't even exist anymore. I had to get with the University of Florida. I got with the property appraiser down in your end, Madison County. Jeff, I actually talked to somebody that you knew. I forget his name, but his
Bubba Green.
Yeah, Green. Yes.
Bubba Green. Yeah.
Bubba Green. Talked to him. And I talked to a lot of people. It took me a couple of weeks. Maysland was a timber community. late 1800s up to about the last entry they have is 1914, and it's gone. You can go to Google Earth and look, and there's not a piece of concrete or anything. It was on the railroad. Lakeland's a big railroad hub. So I pulled we have a public library because it's a historic district. I was able to pull the original deed and paperwork on his house. The original owner from 1920 was a traveling salesman. So my guess is he hit that railroad, went up to Maysland, was bartering, and ended up with all these tokens. Somehow, when they passed the federal wage and hour law in 1950, you could no longer use tokens to pay people. They did away with it. So that's the story. You know, you've got tokens from your end. Madison County ends up in Lakeland from a ghost town that doesn't exist anymore. But I did find some really neat maps. Now, if any of you guys get American Digger, this will be, Butch said, in the next issue. They're going to run a story on this, and they've got copies of some of the maps, really cool, that shows Maysland right on the road track. So that's an interesting story right there, buddy.
Yeah, that was interesting. I remember now you called me about that. And
Yeah.
Bubba Green is a good friend of mine. And we have hunted some of his property. He's in the forestry business.
Yes,
So he would know, and just a wonderful fella and very much into history. So you called the right one.
Yeah, he helped me put the pieces of the puzzle, the college. I mean, it all come together. There was some work, but I had to find out, and that was really interesting. I do want to throw out real quick, and I'll make it short. Tomorrow, I have a YouTube channel, folks, Coptech, and tomorrow I'm going to launch a video. It's a Halloween theme, but it is literally the second, or could be the how you look at it, depending what you find, I guess. Best find of the year. But I had Brandon Carmichael with me, and I found two Morgan silver dollars in 1884 and 1896 with Brandon up under a tree stump. And it's in that video getting released tomorrow with a little Halloween theme. Brandon, great guy from over in Tampa and St. Pete area. And I invited Brandon to come over. I met him at the Florida Hunt 7, and just really nice guy. And like Mike was saying, I like going with people. A lot of times I go by myself because I'm videotaping, and but Brandon come over and we had a great time on that hunt. It's an amazing, amazing video. Brandon found some outstanding items as well. So we had a lot of fun. Yeah, Jeff, it was good.
We got some late people joining us.
Well, come on, folks. Come. I see Digging Canuck. Hey,
as I said earlier, I asked everybody. I think it's about time that we got the Digging Canuck back on Treasure Tales. Now, what do y'all think? Let's hear it. Come on, people, give me some comments.
Thumbs up. Get her in.
Let's see. So, what do you think, Canuck? Can we expect to see you here real soon? Please. Everybody loves you. So, what do you think? Will you come on Treasure Tales and share some stuff with us? We
love hearing her.
Okay, come on.
Right on, right?
Yeah.
Hey, for Mike, this is for Mike Mayo. Look at this crazy thing. Guys, this is great. Pimp Daddy ring from St. Pete. I think it's not real diamonds, it's gold plated, but that was on a quick 1 hour hunt. That's the craziest big ring I ever found. Nuts.
Okay, we have a response from the Digging Canuck. She says, sure. So I will get up with her and we'll get her on the show. And it's probably going to be, probably be the whole show. She's got so much.
You can do the whole show.
And she did it very easily. So I'll get it done. I have my ways of getting stuff done. If it takes bribery, I guess it takes bribery. But just something else to tell y'all. I see, a lot of comments coming through. Says Facebook user. What I would like to tell you is on this new format that we're using, if you look right above the show, you will see Streaming with StreamYard. Click here to give StreamYard permission to use your name. That way, I can see who you are on Facebook and not just Facebook user. So if you would do that, please, that would be great. And that's all it takes for every show that you'll tune into.
Good idea.
So that's that. But
Cool.
if somebody said you could knock somebody out with that ring, I bet you could. Nook wants to see the ring again, a close up.
Jeff, thanks for having me, man. Yeah, it was. It's strange. I never win anything, and I won some tickets on the radio, so I had to drive over to St. Pete to pick up his tickets to Disney. And I'm like, heck, I'm going to go swing the metal detector, and yeah, Pimp Daddy ring. Actually, it was on eBay. I found the exact match, but yeah, that's crazy. It's just the crazy things.
Sometimes you just find some good stuff,
Hey, I wanted to tell you on those tokens, I forgot to mention, I told Phil this. And folks, if you don't have this book, Florida Trade Token, Phil has it. This is the first edition, 1980. And you can look up any token just about that you find. And sure enough, Maisland was in here. And at the time this was published, there was only 15 ever such tokens ever found from Maisland, 15 total that they knew of. And here, little old Lakeland, we get 32 in one hole.
Well,
Crazy.
that's another thing. Gary, like you said, if you want, Phil has lots of books and reference books in stock.
Yes.
And he also has the shadow boxes that you can display your finds.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I get all my finds back from the England trip, I'm going to put them in the shadow box, and they'll be right behind me on the wall. So Phil has it. Not only does he have almost any kind of metal detecting equipment that you would ever want,
Right.
He's got all that kinds of other stuff as well. So, here's from Backroads Metal Detecting, says, hey, Gary, can't wait to get back down to St. Pete Beach and meet up at Jim Perry.
That's right. Crazy story. And I can tell you in 30 seconds. A couple of months ago, I wanted to go to the beach. I'm on YouTube saying, what's hot, Clearwater, Treasure Island, whatever. And I see this guy in St. Pete metal detecting talking about a ring he just found. I'm like, ooh, I'm going there. As I'm metal detecting, I look up and I see this guy. So I go up and he's metal detecting. I said, hey, were you just on YouTube? And that was Jim. And Jim, I forget where Jim's at. Jim shot out. He's out of state. And he was just down here on vacation, hitting the beach. And great guy. Awesome. School teacher. And
from Minnesota, I think, isn't he?
Yeah. It was really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get him on the show. He does some real neat stuff with his students.
Yes, he does. Real positive.
Yeah. So we talked the other night, and I'm going to get him booked on the show. So, like I said, we got some really good stuff coming up. So
yes.
We've got.
Appreciate it so much once again. It's like going to school. Monday nights, I tell everybody I'm in school. Don't mess with me. I'm watching the guest speaker, and then I tune into this all the time on Thursday nights. So it's increasing your education, learning more about our trade and our hobby and what we love to do. It's great.
And that's what we're all about, and that's what we strive to do.
Yeah.
So we're running over a little bit tonight. So Gary, I want to thank you so much. We'll get you back soon. To tell us a little bit more. And everybody wants to wish you well. And thank you, everybody, for coming on tonight and tuning in and just chatting with the people. We really appreciate you. So with that being said, I think we are going to get on out of here. Thanks again to Mike Mayo and Trish Mayo, two wonderful, wonderful people. Thanks to you, Gary, and thanks to Swifty. I hope he's got a beard full of frosting by now. And Karen, remember, I want some cake. I may not get it for a couple years, but I want some. So he'll post a picture of frosting in the beard. So let's go on. We're going to get out of here. And everybody, I hope you have a good night. And happy hunting and dig deeper.
All right.